do. Story time. That's nonsense. Honestly. How much? For half a year? Yeah. I have to remember for half a year. All the things that I've just decided occur in the world and in my life. And then all the good things. I'm finally at some weird resolution point at all the anxious anxiety things that are potentially going to crumble my world. I mean, of course, there is some things that I can't change because they're far beyond my reach at the moment without community support. But hi. Guess we're doing story times on this channel now because this doesn't feel like something you'd put on Twitch. Having a stream where you're just talking in a story ranting way instead of interacting with the crowd. I guess that's one reason why still YouTube is entertaining. You can do that, especially for the fandom videos that are like 2 or 6 hours long. The amount of times I've repeatedly watched that Tokimeki one. That was good. Oh, it fell. But yeah, anyways. Don't want to do Twitch. Not at the moment for this, because this is clearly blocking me from actually going back and enjoying that and listing off the ridiculous amount of video games I have acquired and now are just sitting, waiting to play. We're at a problem point because I spent money, I spent time and energy to get these games, and now I'm not playing them. Okay, so that just prefaces that. Rambly, obnoxious, don't know how to operate this, but good to see Paiiiin in the background sleeping on her little fluffy bed. It's not really a dog bed, it's a duvet that has pillows in it, so easy, cheap way to make fluffy bed. She's happy with it. So closet door open. No, where do we even begin? Because this could take a while, this could be clipped, could just be hodgepodge together and see what happens instead of me sitting for 6 hours fiddling with how to edit when I'm not an editor. Start with this. I got cool sword pens. Something that made actually all the stupid stuff that just recently happened very entertaining. Okay. But yeah, into buddy-duddy things. Let's see. Resolution for my car that got totaled, and the person who was 100% at fault for the accident being underinsured, and the age limit to be driving. Their own insurance making me go through the ringer to get paid, to get things resolved, to get the police report, and still screwing me over to have to use my own insurance, which thankfully I do have insurance. Still, it was their fault. It was their problem to deal with, and somehow I had to chase them at every step and way to get this done while master's finals going on, writing 20-page papers, which I don't know if my grade is out for that yet. I really hope it is good because that is the last piece of document I have to submit. Well, now I actually have to realize, yes, there is stress. But I have to realize too, everything is complete. Can't magically make it disappear. Okay, I mean, simplified of the car thing because total dealing with the insurances on both sides, attorney, police report not being submitted until the very last day of within the time range that they have. Car being totaled. Because at first I was like, damn, I'm gonna be out of a car for XYZ amount of days. have this bus system, I have other people to support me, but still, something I took pride and joy to acquire, then destroyed, and making me anxious. Worse than having to find out after the fact. It is definitely totaled. Did not even realize the amount of damage from that accident. Which, to mention, I personally, physically, did not get injured. Miraculously, all the damage taken by the car, taken by the other person's car, but definitely mine got more damage. Let's balance that out. That person was able to get their car repaired. I'm just amazed, like, for how bad the hit was. I'm surprised I didn't bash my knee, hit my head, break my nose, something. But I had just a bruise from the seatbelt, and a very light bruise at that. It went away in less than a week, and I had like a rug burn on the side of my knee. How? Both yay, super lucky not to be hurt, but even how does that work out that I don't get hurt? Of course, I had the tension thing for 3 weeks, that headache, and just had to take extra massage time, kind of just messing with my face and my neck, and even chilling the fuck out. So bizarre. It's so weird how that has encompassed 4 weeks of my life now. Is that calendar? Correct me if I'm wrong. A 1, 2. Shit, it has been 4 weeks. It's been 4 weeks. This nonsense. Well, now I can see why. That was a stupid waste of my life having to deal because someone couldn't just sit in their middle lane, not a light, not a stoplight, but just a middle lane between the roads, the yellow block line. They decided to make their left-hand turn, saw me already approaching. I tried to avoid, and yeah, I'm still heated about this. Have to realize I'm getting a little angry about it. I'm gonna have to go talk to somebody a bit more, because clearly I am in a mood to fight somebody still. Okay. Can I wrangle that conversation before I just sit here going, probably, but even though I do want to talk about it more. But then again, this is me and my entire power and control that I could sit here and yak about this. The fact that I wasted time trying to take tires off when in fact they decided to let me know after the fact. I had to give those tires up. They were not going to accept the other wheels that I had brought in order to compensate the difference. Oh, that's something else with it. The day before the accident, with this car accident, got new tires. I made that decision to get new tires so they would be ready for my school year. And I didn't even get to keep the tires, didn't even get compensated fairly. I got $100 as the offer for tires. 4 tires. That's all they were gonna give me back in value. But yeah, of course, insurance. Insurance is something that you will scream at the very end. Okay, I think that's the rate that's been building up on me. That conversation. A little bit better. Who would have thought? About your problem can be all hashed out, expressed, and your brain can make sense of it all. Just cool. Ready? Thank you. You can see her a little bit clearer. Nope, you can see her pause. Oh well. I should fix that zoom. Fix that zoom? Probably not. Let's not lie. We're probably not going to unless I find a reason to adjust. So it takes like 10 seconds. Yeah. I think that is, yeah. That does take away the aggravation. Affliction, because again, the car thing is now resolved after this 4-week mark. That I have. That even another thing. I was able to get another car. That my insurance was able to pay off said total car, so I did not have to do that. But in the case of still, I had to go and get a new car. Not new, like mind you, this is a used car. I'm not freaking not money bags over here. But new to me. Oh yeah, and getting the car. Getting the new used car after the totaled one. They would not tell me about where my headrests were. They just decided to stop communicating with me after I left the dealership acquiring this new car to me, and then realizing it's missing safety features in the back. I really did not click, not even think about, because A, the only people who are in my back seat are a dog or stuff. So I got home and went, oh, wait. Because I checked, making sure there was actually the holes for the retracting piece, and lo and behold, I was missing them. Oh, well, didn't call, I texted, let's be real. I texted and said, hey, I'm missing something from the back seat. And they kind of didn't really address it, more of, oh, maybe, let me go check. Oh, we didn't find anything. And then still kind of had to chase multiple days for that to get resolved, and only in the case of bringing on my mother, did they get a solution, an answer even, because they kind of disappeared for 4 days on me, even though they said they would get back to me, and it's pissing me off. But thankfully I'm not paying for that, but I do have to go back to that dealership to do this, and hopefully not hear groveling. Don't want to even deal with that. I just want the car to be fixed and to leave. That would be the best case scenario, but of course I should go into their lobby and take some of their free coffee. That is something I should do. Get free stuff, because I don't want to get more sentimental when it could have been resolved the day of. And I'm just a miffed. I'm not avoiding conflict, but it's more so that I'm so aggravated already on top of the car stuff. Finals, school, finishing up school, getting into summer school, the car, and then the car headrest compounded everything. I feel like biting people. Hey, that makes something else resolved in my brain as well. It seems a little quick when you see it, but in talking about this, writing about this, and discussing with other people, not the first time I've spoken these words out loud. Might be the first time, other than Riley hearing my thoughts out echoing elsewhere. Yeah, those were definitely the main 2 hurdles, because of course finals themselves is not the first time I dealt with finals. Yes, it's finals in my master's program, it's finals in my peak period that if I don't pass these classes, I would not be able to complete my program. And of course, we've had our administration with the Department of Education and all the things happening, just little by little putting threat of, what am I gonna do with school? And, oh, that's another thing, of course, with school and finals, that I'm in AmeriCorps Vista right now. I'm doing a position for that. Can't really speak more on the details because there are contract papers, so I'll leave it on that. As me doing work, a lot of hours, and I'm still proceeding through that. And of course, with the administration, I've had now to hear 4 different times of my job being potentially unfunded. Kind of a big threat. Don't like that, but can't really magically change that unless I've got 100 million other me's that will go and protest it. I gotta wait for all these collective other people to rally together, because me pestering on the phone is only gonna do so much before they decide my number is blocked. It would be nice if they would finally give me a cease and desist letter. That would be very fun to see. Don't know why I'm wishing for that, because that means potentially legal trouble, and that's pricey. But let me not wish that upon myself. Even though I would love to gloat, I can gloat elsewhere. Okay, now my hand. Painful. Yeah, my job, my skill, my mode of transportation, my financial situation, which thankfully is not bad, but it was being threatened by this car deal. It was just the logistics of where you budget and what is smart and what you have to either put aside for now, or it was potentially I was gonna miss out on summer. But straightforward. I potentially would have not taken classes if this dragged on any longer, or if it wasn't covered. I would have been screwed out of a whole semester, well, not a whole semester, a whole 2 semesters from finishing my program. Which, that's another thing, I gotta send some internship letters. God, why don't they have just a list of people who are ready to take in instead of me going and hunting? I don't do that. And yes, I'm touching my eyebrows. Something goopy on them. Ugh. I think that's all I'm gonna do in this chunk, because look, we're at 16 minutes. That's a good rambly story time without any finished conclusions, and leaves you with a lot of questions. And even, I should go to bed, because it's technically Mother's Day. I need to make sure I am ready to shower my mother-in-love, because she has supported me through all of this madness happening, and I gotta appreciate her, as always. So anyways, have a good night and enjoy this rambly video, because I want to record stuff, but I'm having performance anxiety. How the fuck am I having that? Anyway, good night. Bye.